We are continuing our discussion regarding what we are doing to combat poor nutrition in our communities by speaking with a chef servicing the Dallas community and offering great nutritional meals to help combat food insecurities.
What's good, y'all? This is Chef Drake. I just want to say, after a couple hours in the kitchen, we damn near almost done. We got vegan meals, we got keto meals, we got pescatarian meals, we got every type of meal is almost done. I mean, the homeboy, the one, go ahead, show them. Homeboy, the one is finishing up the rest of the veggies. We getting stuff done. I'm telling y'all, man, customer service is number one. So we try to make sure everything is seasoned, and we try to make sure that everything is flavorful. From the fish to chicken, to steak, even the vegan, everything. Like this. We got Jamaican jerk beef tips, vegan, with brown rice and vegetables. We got shrimp with broccoli and mashed potatoes, garlic mash at that with Parmesan cheese. Let's see. Salmon, spinach, nice little size salmon with spinach and garlic Parmesan mash. So whatever it is, if y'all need some meal preps, hit Chef Dre up and I got you.
With us this evening is NNV contributor Nina Shabazz and our guest Andre Whatley. Greetings. Welcome to the welcome back, Sister Nina, and welcome to the show, Brother Andre.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Absolutely. Well, let's jump right into it here. Let's see here. Let's jump right into it. So what inspired you, my brother, to start cooking and become a chef? Have you always wanted to be a chef since you were young?
Yeah, pretty much my grandma had taught me at a very young age. Starting at the age of 7, she was like, Dre, you got to clean chitlins. So I was like, I really don't want to, Grandma. But, growing up as a kid, we had to listen to Grandma. So that's what we ended up doing. So from there, I just pretty much just learned how to cook everything in the kitchen. And then I just pursued it, as a career.
Okay. And so what products do you, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sister Nina.
No, I was just going to ask, I saw him earlier with the trays and stuff, and I know he mentioned he had vegan meals and that sort of thing. So what kind of products do you offer? I saw vegan. Do you have any specialty dishes?
So I like to keep it simple with vegan meals as far as like using all organic vegetables. When it comes down to as far as like protein, I try to use a lot of beans and rice, potatoes. I try to stay away from like the processing meat because it's not healthy for you. So I like to use a lot of jackfruit as well too. Most of my stuff is from like Central Market.
It's cutting in and out a little bit, brother.
Can you hear me now? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. We can hear you now.
Okay. Did you hear my answer or no?
We heard you when you said that you use stores like Central Market.
Okay. Yeah. For as far as my vegan meals, I try to keep it as organic as possible. I use a lot of high protein as far as like lentils, beans. I try to not use any processed because processed food is really not good for you. So I try to keep it as organic as possible.
Okay, awesome. So, I saw on your page you just mentioned about vegan food and organic food. So I can see that you're kind of that you're focused on health and healthier lifestyle. So I saw on your page you used to be a heavier set individual, and you use food yourself to transform your lifestyle and size. So was this proof? Was this the proof that you needed to push out your meal plans?
Yeah, because at first growing up, we didn't have like the resources that easy access for vegetables and fruit. Like growing up, we had Burger King, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, stuff like that. And so when it came down to vegetables, we had like green peas and carrots, and corn. But we didn't have broccoli or asparagus. So when I started cooking it for myself and I started eating healthier, and I saw the results. And then my clients, my friends wanted to try it, and then they ended up trying it, and they became my clients. Word of mouth spread out, and now I'm getting bigger and bigger. So I'm doing like a book to show my testimony on how I lost all the weight because I was pescatarian for like 5.
Hold on, cut out again, brother. You say you were a pescatarian for how long?
I was pescatarian for like 5 years,
Oh, wow.
and now I just stick to like chicken and fish. I don't eat too much pork or beef. I try to stay away from it.
Okay.
Great. So I saw that you do a lot of meal preparation and meal planning. And one of the things that I'm always intrigued with how restaurants is like when you find yourself in a position where you have excess meals, how do you deal with that? Because I know a lot of people in the restaurant industry, they throw away tons of food annually. So what do you do with all of your excess food that you have?
So when I have extra meal preps, I normally just either keep them in the containers and distribute them as I'm like going home, or I normally just pack them all up, keep them in my refrigerator, and then the next day I will go out to like Fort Worth or the Dallas area and just pass them out. Every Thursday and Wednesdays I'm doing it.
Hold on, went
Did
out
it cut out?
again. You said every Thursday and Wednesday.
Okay, every Thursday and Wednesday I'm actually making food and then passing them out. But on Saturdays and Sundays, it's like leftover meal preps that I'll give away.
Okay. You said it's leftover meal preps that you give away
Yeah, and that's on Saturdays and Sundays.
Saturdays and Sunday. Awesome. So obviously you're very involved in the community. So how does serving the community and knowing that you are providing well needed healthy meals make you feel?
It makes me feel amazing, man. I love seeing people so happy, especially when I give them a meal. Like yesterday when I was passing out the meals, he was like, "Man, I'm so happy that you do this." Like he said, he sees me every Thursday and just be like, "You are a blessing, Dre. Like you're a blessing to the community." And he wish he had more people like me. And I was like, "Man, I'm here until they bury me. I'm gonna be feeding the community, and that's what I do. I just love it because I didn't have the resources. So if I can provide it, I'm definitely gonna do it.
Okay. And real quick, would you say this motivates you to keep pushing forward? I know, running a business and especially a startup, going from scratch, you have its ups and downs, and it kind of make you feel like, is this worth it? Is this worth all the stress? But does this community service help you to keep pushing forward?
Of course, with the community loving what I do, it's pushed me to be even greater and go even better. My grandma called me the other day. She was like, "Jay, keep doing what you're doing. The community loves you, even if it's not in Texas. People in Atlanta, people in Indiana, they love what you do. So just keep pushing." And with that energy, and I just ride that wave because I'm not from Texas. So the fact that people love me, I love it. I'm gonna keep going.
That's perfect. That's wonderful, bro.
And I'm sure you're inspiring a lot of people in your community to maybe who had thought about a career in being a chef. So I'm sure you're inspiring people that way. Are you reaching out or mentoring youth in your community, or do people come up to you and ask how to get started and are aspiring to do what you're doing?
So I have a lot of people that ask me. It's a lot of young kids that's coming out of high school that wants to be an aspiring chef. So they normally would ask me if they can help me with donations or help me in the kitchen when I'm doing my meal preps or come along with me when I'm doing my private events. So if it's not them coming to me, then it's normally other leaders in the community reaching out to me to try to do a program where we like be a big brother or we do stuff with little kids in the community. So and I love doing that. I never had a brother, so I don't mind being a big brother.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I have a question as well, brother. So we know you offer meal prep. So what other products or services do you offer as well?
So I also I also offer cooking classes. I provide, like I said, community service, private classes. I do personal and private meal prepping. I do private cooking classes, production, catering. I do weddings. Pretty much anything in the culinary field, I do. I'm actually trying to go back to school to become a nutritionist, so that way I can become a registered dietitian as well.
Okay, awesome, brother. That's beautiful. Well, I thank you. I thank you for those questions, man. So right now we're gonna pause for announcements for some announcements from our sponsors. And then when we return, we'll bring back on our interview with Andre Whatley, and we'll be right back.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Go to nnvnews.com/donate.
Worldwide, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Download the Final Call Radio app and take us everywhere. On your phone, on your computer, on your tablet, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also log on to finalcall.com and click the Listen Live button, or finalcallradio.com. Final Call Radio, the official voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam.
Please share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Follow us on social media at NNV News, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel at National Network View. I am Anissa Muhammad with nnvnews.com.
To grow clientele, it's important to work with individuals and organizations like Feed the People Dallas, World Apparel Co., and even some NFL, NBA, and WNBA players.
For Chef Dre, it's his mission to make healthy eating more available and flavorful. Chef Dre joins us now. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, it's an honor to be here.
I'm just, I don't know, so impressed with you already. I just love your story. Tell me about your personal motivation to help other people get healthy, because it started with you.
Yeah, so pretty much, growing up, we was always served bad food. So with that, comes the weight. And so growing up, dealing with that, dealing with the bulliness and all that stuff like that, I decided to just change it. And growing up, seeing what my mom went through and seeing what my other family members went through.
And your mom had a stroke.
Yeah, she had a stroke. She's good now. Yeah, she's getting better now. So just dealing with that and just seeing all the health problems that my family had, I decided to just change it. And so I started eating differently, cut out on the carbs, cut out on the red meat, and just decided to change it. And I ended up losing a lot of weight.
All right. Thank you both for staying with us today as we continue this conversation. So jumping right on in it, what are the trials of being a new startup chef, Brother Dre?
The trials of being a startup chef, first is you have to market yourself, because when you market yourself, that's when you get your product out. And so for me, it took me about at least a year and a half to start out my business and be able to have consistent clients, especially with the meal preps, because everybody is doing meal preps now, private chefs, or even, having meal prepping companies. So for me, it took me a while, but as long as I was able to put out consistent, good product and my customer service one, I was able to build my clientele. And this year alone, I've gained about 10 extra clients.
That's wonderful.
So how do you go about building your clientele? And like, when you think of your clientele, how many would you say, you have overall?
So right now I have a total of 20 consistent clients. And what I mean by that is that I have 20 people that consistently does a monthly subscription. So, with monthlies, that's every week. So I have 20 people that's consistently is with me, and they've been with me since November. And then down to adding on new clients. I try not to at myself, but I have to, especially with me picking up on the catering stuff, and then with me Dallas wings. So I have to cap myself, but I'm not doing that. So yeah, I got a financial coach that helps me with everything as well too, as far as organizing and keeping everything.
Absolutely. That's important. That's definitely important. And, we see that you're working with some known individuals and organizations like Feed the People Dallas, World Apparel Co., and even some NFL, NBA, and WNBA players. So how do you get individuals of higher caliber to notice your cooking?
Easy. Word of mouth. So if honestly, once I hit one player, then the other player will come along. And for me to get the Dallas Wings, that's a major one for me because I wasn't expecting that. Charlie, the number one draft pick for the Dallas Wings, she actually reached out to me. And then when she reached out to me, got my meals, she put the whole team on. And so once you see those team players posting on their IG, other players going like, okay, this is a local Dallas meal prepper that's making big moves. That's how I started.
Right.
Instagram is major. Instagram is major.
Instagram is major.
It is.
So as you're growing your business, how do you keep everything organized, and how do you intend to keep that organization as you scale up? You know, you're doing catering, you're building your clientele, you have, you know, word of mouth. And so how do you plan to keep yourself organized as you grow and you scale up?
So one is my financial coach. Her name is Elle. She's been doing a fantastic job with my funds and just trying to keep me focused and on path as far as like with my my money. Then also this, I never used this my entire life, but I started using it this year, and I write down everything as far as like appointments and meal preps, so that way I won't get overbooked, and that way I won't have anxieties and panic because I'm like all booked. Because all books are a blessing. So as long as I keep booking and staying organized, I should be fine. So financial coach and a planner, write stuff down because I never used to write stuff down.
Man, that is definitely important. I'm definitely trying to master time management in that type of organization myself. You know, I just started doing a little bit of using a planner and a journal to keep everything in line myself. So I definitely agree with you. It definitely helps a lot. So how can we order from you? You know, we've heard about the wonderful meal preps, the private chef, the cooking classes. You have all these wonderful products to offer. So how can we order from you? And also, do you offer shipping nationwide yet?
So I haven't started shipping nationwide just yet because I'm still trying to figure out how I can get shipped cheap. Just to ship 10 meals, it's gonna cost me about $100, and I don't want to charge my clients $100 to ship meals. And then when I ship them, it has to be 24 hours because it's fresh, it's fragile. So I'm trying to figure out how I can vacuum seal them and then be able to quick freeze them and then ship them next day, so that way it won't lose its flavor, and I can ship to Atlanta, wherever I want to go. And then as far as reaching out to me, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, it's all Your Chef Dre. And then my website is yourchefdre.com, and that's how you can reach it. You have Google reviews with Your Chef Dre as well too, Yelp and all this stuff.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Of course.
Great. Fascinating. And you're doing a great service. And, you know, I love to see, you know, us as a people, you know, looking for alternative and more nutritional meals. You know, I know a lot of times we you know, look for convenience, you know, fast food restaurants and stuff like that. So it's really good to see, especially, you know, our younger generation really taking their health serious and looking for healthier meals to prepare. So, you know, there's really no excuse to not eat healthy, especially when you have someone that does all the heavy lifting for you and prepare the meals. And so all you have to do basically is just, you know, cook. All the prepping's done.
It's that easy.
It's that easy. I do have two more quick questions for you. So what would be one quick tip for, you know, people who say, man, I can't afford meal prepping, but I do want to start eating healthy? What is something they can add or take away from their diet in order for them to start cooking a little bit more at home and eating healthy?
So if they can't afford meal prepping, I am very flexible for those who can't afford meal prepping. Right now, my meal preps are at $12.25, but if you can't afford it, I can fit your budget. And then whatever your budget you can afford each month or each week, and those meals will still be healthier. I don't like to use a lot of carbs. So if you don't want to use my meal prep service, then try to eliminate the carbs as much as possible and pick up more vegetables like cauliflower rice, cauliflower mashed potatoes, broccoli mash, broccoli rice. Like you can rice anything. You can make pasta from zucchini or carrots. Like you can really do a lot of alternatives instead of picking up a piece of bread or or potatoes or chips, whatever the case may be. And fruit is a must when it comes down to your diet. I love making smoothies. So if you don't want to eat, make a smoothie. It's very affordable.
Yeah.
So smoothie, vegetables, and I think that's really it. High protein, chicken, salmon. If you can't afford salmon, chicken is the cheapest thing ever. Like, it's super cheap and you cook it so many different ways. I've never used an air fryer, so I heard it works though.
Man, absolutely. And also, last question for me. What was the hardest trial that you faced growing up, or not growing up, but starting up your chef business, with whether it been with meal preps or whether it had been with private chef events, catering, whatever it may have been? What was the hardest trial?
Self-confidence. I definitely didn't believe in myself a lot, and I doubted myself a lot. When I don't have family here, I feel so alone. I'm like, okay, who can I go to have more confidence or to make me feel good? So I prayed a lot, talked to my grandma, and then she was like, Jay, you got this. I taught you how to do everything. And so she was like, just keep believing in yourself. I kept believing in myself. I kept seeing the results, and my confidence is just A1 now. Like, I believe in myself, and it shows with my product and my bookings too. So self-confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have one more question. So you hear about the freshness of the produce. Have you linked up with any local farmers to kind of cut out the middleman of the markets? Sometimes I know it's easy to go to the grocery stores, but are you participating in kind of like the farm to table concept?
So I'm trying to find it, honestly. I know it's out there. I'm not looking hard enough apparently, but that's my next goal. I really want to work for Oak Cliff. They got that YMCA going right now, and I know that's going to be major. So I'm definitely looking to work with, Black-owned farming companies. If I can do that, I'm pretty sure Tariq will send me info, or you, whoever could. I would definitely be down for doing that, because I don't like going to the grocery store. So.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you again. Assistant Dean, did you have any more questions?
No, that's it for me. Thank you.
Awesome. So I do thank you again, Brother Drake, for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you, Sister Nina, again, as always, for joining me tonight as we had this conversation. It's a wonderful and well-needed conversation. I thank you both for joining me, and I'm sure the guests thank you both as well for bringing this conversation to the forefront and bringing light on it.
My pleasure.
Most definitely. It was an honor.
You guys have a great night. Thank you for joining us today and tuning into National Network View News. Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Follow us on social media at NNV News, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, NNV News. This is Tariq X with National Network View News. You guys have peace, blessings, and well-being. Good night.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Your support helps to combat false media. Cash App, NNV News.
Asiatic Minds, online education, helping our children to discover their God-given skills, gifts, talents, and passion that will allow them to see their greatness as well as the greatness of our people. And upon discovering that greatness, infusing them with the desire to use it for the betterment of themselves, their families, our people, and the world. Classes begin September 1st. To enroll, visit AsiaticMinds.com.
This is Sister Sajda Muhammad. We are proud to announce that the Sajda House commemorative Elijah coins are finally here. This priceless heirloom, made from recycled copper from the messenger's home, is now available at sajdahouse.com.
Greetings from National Network View. This week's Final Call cover story headline is dedicated to a champion in the liberation struggle, as Africa and the Black world are honoring the late Kenneth Kaunda, a hero of the struggle to free the motherland, a longtime statesman and leader in efforts to move Africa forward. Zambia's founding president recently departed this life at age 97. This remembrance and tribute includes a special message by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan regarding one of the giants of Africa. This FCN volume number 38 edition middle page article is entitled, "The Judgment of Allah Has Entered America." To read more, subscribe to finalcalldigital.com and tune into the all-new Final Call Radio. This is the nnvnews.com Final Call Cover Report.
Please make sure you leave your comments and questions in the comment section below. Follow us on Facebook, National Network View, and make sure to check us out on Twitter as well, National Network View. This is Sergio Gutierrez with National Network View, signing off.